Welcome back, tech fans. I'm so glad you're joining us for today's explainer. We're diving headfirst into the wildly fascinating future of mobile tech. Specifically, we're looking at the year 2026. Right now, two massive tech giants are pushing completely different visions for what our phones should be. On one side, we have Apple. They're taking the path of evolution, basically refining the premium smartphone until it is absolutely perfect. But on the flip side, Honor is going for a full-on revolution, trying to give us an actual robotic AI companion. It's going to be a fun one.
Which brings us to a really huge question. I want you to literally imagine your pocket right now. What are you going to be carrying in there in just a couple of years? Is it still going to be the standard glass rectangle we all know and love, or is it going to be something entirely different? We are right on the edge of redefining what a smartphone actually is. So let's unpack these two completely contrasting paths, starting with the heavy hitter.
Section 1. The Apple Premium. Unpacking the iPhone 18 Pro series rumors.
All right, let's start with the familiar, but always hyped, world of Apple. Industry insiders are betting Apple will announce the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max in September of 2026, continuing their relentless pursuit of design perfection. But here's the kicker, and it's a big one. You might have to pay a massive premium for that perfection. Reports are suggesting the iPhone 18 Pro Max could hit a staggering $1,499. To put that in perspective, that's roughly 231,000 Nepali rupees. We're talking about a potential $200 jump from previous generations. Yeah, definitely some serious sticker shock there.
Section 2. Under the hood of the iPhone 18 Pro. The components driving the premium cost.
So, you're probably wondering, what exactly is driving that price tag up? How is Apple justifying a $1,500 phone? Well, the biggest piece of the puzzle is the rumored A20 Pro chip. This thing is expected to be built on an incredibly cutting-edge 2-nanometer process. For you and me, that basically means vastly better battery life, insanely fast processing, and the heavy-duty thermal management needed to run Apple Intelligence without melting your hands. Throw in rising global memory costs, a super premium titanium body, and the new iOS 27, and you can easily see why that price ceiling just keeps creeping up.
And for all the photography buffs out there, this next part is huge. The 18 Pro Max is heavily rumored to feature Sony's IMX905 main camera sensor, complete with a variable aperture. That means instead of relying on software to fake a blurry background, like a standard portrait mode, the phone will physically adjust the lens to control how much light gets in. It's actual, physical light adjustment. This gives you natural depth and vastly superior shots, especially in low light. It's really the ultimate evolutionary step for smartphone camera hardware.
Moving on to Section 3. The Pivot to Revolution. Honor's vision at the 2026 World AI Conference.
Okay, so while Apple is busy polishing the traditional smartphone to a mirror shine, we're going to pivot to something completely different. At the 2026 World AI Conference, Chinese tech giant Honor unveiled something genuinely bizarre under their alpha strategy. The contrast here is just wild. On one hand, we've got Apple's approach, the passive touchscreen. A beautiful device, sure, but it just sits there waiting for you to tap it. But Honor's vision? An active, interactive companion. They literally want to turn the smartphone from a lifeless piece of glass into a physically moving, interactive robot.
Section 4. The Robot Phone Experience. Engineering a mechanical marvel. So how on earth does a phone act like a moving machine without being incredibly bulky? The secret sauce is a hidden mechanical gimbal system. During normal use, you don't even see it, but press a button and boom, it pops out. It's made of a titanium alloy and uses micromotors that are a whopping 70% smaller than standard ones. This little engineering marvel gives the camera 4 degrees of freedom and full 360-degree rotation. It cuts walking shake by 96%. Get this, it can even react physically to the beat of your music. Managing to cram all that into a pocket-sized device is, frankly, a massive engineering triumph.
Section 5. A true AI companion. Autonomous multitasking and physical reactions.
But it's not just a neat party trick with the hardware. The AI inside this thing is miles ahead of your standard voice assistant. It's capable of taking one single command from you and stringing together a whole sequence of actions entirely on its own. Imagine asking it to prep for a trip. It autonomously turns on anti-motion sickness mode, adjusts your screen brightness, sets your alarm, and finally books your taxi, all in one go, without you lifting a finger. It truly bridges that gap between just being a phone and actually being a helpful companion.
And that brings us to one of the funniest, most surreal moments from that World AI Conference. Honor showed off this robot phone analyzing real-time sports data, right? and it confidently predicted that Spain would beat Argentina 3-1 in the World Cup. But the crazy part wasn't just the prediction. While it was analyzing the data, the phone actually nodded its little gimbal head to show how analytically confident it was. I know, it sounds like absolute sci-fi, but according to the source material, this physically expressive AI is 100% real.
Now you might think, with all these robotic gimmicks, the camera quality would take a back seat, right? Not at all. Honor went all out. The main shooter is a ridiculous 200-megapixel 4D gimbal camera. But the real game changer is their strategic partnership with RAI. Yeah, the legendary cinema camera company. They've packed in professional RE features like C-Log, Focus Lock, White Balance Lock, and LUT color grading. Plus, it can pull off 90 and 180-degree smart motion transitions automatically. If you're a professional video creator, that is a seriously tempting package.
Section 6. The future of mobile. Choosing between evolution and revolution.
So we've just looked at two completely different, totally impressive visions for where mobile tech is headed. Apple is playing the evolution game, taking a formula that already works and making it ridiculously powerful and premium. Honor, on the other hand, is swinging for the fences with a revolution, yanking the smartphone out of its static glass slab era and turning it into a thinking, moving robot. Both are brilliant in their own ways, but it all comes down to this. What do you actually want in your pocket? Are we going to stick with the reliable, ultra-refined traditional screen, or are we ready to embrace an interactive, head-nodding robotic companion? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining today's explainer, and keep questioning what comes next.